I think that Real Madrid are just the main characters of football. That's what I put it down to. They have to be. There's no other way. Like, it kind of amazes me how things seem to just work out so perfectly for them. Maybe I'm just kind of having some recency bias here talking about this season. But you look at Lunin, who all Madrid fans were saying that, this guy was their hero, carrying them to the final because of his performances in the quarters and the semis. And, I think everybody can agree with that. Then know there's this talk of, oh, Courtois might be fit for the final. And then there's this question of, oh, what will Carlo do? Is he going to play Courtois, who's obviously the best keeper in the world? Or is he going to play Lunin, who maybe deserves to start the final? What happens? Lunin goes and gets the flu. So it works out in the end. They don't have to, upset the football gods. They can play Courtois and Lunin is going to be happy. Madrid was saying the other day, I think a couple weeks before the final, he wants to retire at Madrid. Kroos, well, he obviously announced. We've seen that he wants to and has now retired at Madrid. I I mean, where else do you get like a club like this where it feels like everything is just kind of working out perfectly? All of their great players want to retire there. I'm sure, Vinny will be saying the same thing in a few years' time. Rodrygo, there were rumors of him perhaps wanting to leave because of the imminent signing of Mbappe. What happens? He comes out a few days later and says, nope, that's all rubbish. I want to be here, greatest club in the world. Bro, they're the main characters. Like, there's no other way around it.
So,
Simple as that. Yep.
yeah, I mean, so speaking of that, am I the only one that doesn't see this Mbappe move working out for either parties? I mean, maybe it works out for Mbappe because he gets his move to his dream club, but I don't see this working out for Real Madrid. Am I the only one? No, I can explain further, but I just want to get everyone's thoughts.
Yeah, I want to hear your explanation because I just feel like it's crazy for a team who just won the Champions League to sign the most promising player. When City won the Champions League, who did they sign? They signed Mateo Kovacic. Madrid winning the Champions League, they signed Kylian Mbappe. That's insane, and I feel like whatever's working out well for them right now, it's gonna keep on working even better for them in the near future with Mbappe coming in. They don't have a proper number nine right now. They do have Joselu, who did a phenomenal job in the semifinals. But
Don't,
he's not
don't,
even, you can't compare Joselu to Mbappe. Imagine playing with Vini, Rodrygo on the flanks and having Mbappe as a number nine. I know he might not be as clinical as Benzema, as CR7, or any Arcane, for example, or Holland, but I mean, it's Mbappe. Imagine having that Madrid side with a guy as good as Mbappe. I feel like they're gonna come up even better next season.
I want to hear your explanation to one sec, but I just lead in with this. 2002, Madrid wins their ninth Champions League. Then that summer, they sign Ronaldo, R9, and Madrid doesn't win the Champions League for another 12 years. So, I mean, if you're going off of history, maybe this is a repeat, or maybe I'm just chatting rubbish. I would love to hear your thoughts. So,
No, I
So
mean,
before you go, one sec, R9 is cursed. The man has never won a Champions League.
that's true too.
that's true, yes, but I
But so
mean,
neither has Kylian.
but then maybe in 5 years' time we're gonna be saying Mbappe is cursed because he's already lost in the final once, right? I'm not denying Mbappe's qualities as a player. Right? He's obviously one of the, if not the best player in the world currently. But sometimes, I mean, there's a saying. Maybe I'm just making this up, but too much is too much. It just seems like too much. You have Vinicius, who's won the best player in the Champions League this season and might go on to win the Ballon d'Or this season. You have Rodrygo, who's chipped in with crucial goals and he's constantly improving. You've got Endrick coming in, who's apparently the biggest thing since Neymar from Brazil. And you put Mbappe into that. What Real Madrid is missing is Harry Kane. They need a striker, right? They should have, for me, they should have gone for Harry Kane because Mbappe first does not like playing striker, and second, he's just not as good playing the number 9. There's a reason why he loves playing with Giroud in the national team up top together, because he's just so much more effective with an anchor point like Giroud and working off to the side of him. I just don't see this necessarily working. I mean, Mbappe's best position is on the left, and who plays there for Real Madrid? Vinicius at a very top level. So somebody's got to sacrifice. Are they going to play the 4-2-2-2 again with Jude and Mbappe up top? I don't think that's Jude's best position either. Jude is not going to be able to do the job that Giroud can do with France. So, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking nonsense, but I just don't see this working out for Real
I see
Madrid.
what you mean. I see what you mean on a tactical level. I saw something saying that the idea behind it is to sort of have Mbappe play primarily centrally and to kind of, switch freely with Vinicius throughout the game. I I just have a feeling that they can make it work. It could very easily, not work. This is football. Anything can backfire and we have a curse to talk about. Um, but I don't know. I just think they're both too good. I'm talking Mbappe and Vinny. I think they're both too good for it not to be something that is extremely dangerous. I think they'll be able to switch in and out. Both of them have the capabilities to destroy teams, centrally or out wide. I'm interested to see how it will work. I'm not sure exactly what to make of it tactically.
Yeah, and again, both of those players they haven't reached their primes yet, right? So we're still waiting for their best versions for both from both Vini and Mbappe too.
Mbappe
So
too, you
imagine
think?
what those two guys can do together. Maybe they can step on each other's toes, right? Maybe they can be a hindrance to their own growth. But if they work well enough as a team, they can both reach their primes at the same time, which will be fantastic to see. And we also got to consider that Mbappe was a free transfer to Madrid. They didn't pay a single penny. So would you pay, I don't know, 100 mil to sign Kane, or would you take Mbappe for free? I don't think that's even a question.
Well, Mbappe's signing bonus is
Yeah, I
100.
mean, yeah, you're
Signing
kidding.
bonus, yeah, but he came in for free.
Yeah.
It,
I
it all
mean,
goes out of their pockets. But yeah, okay.
yeah, they will pay for him one way or another. But one thing this whole signing of Mbappe just reinforces the same idea to me that Madrid are the main characters, and I just don't understand how, unless you're from Madrid, I just don't understand how you can be in this day and age a Real Madrid fan and not be bored. Like everything just works out perfectly. I saw a tweet from a Madrid fan saying, "Oh, it's actually perfect that Mbappe signed when he did, because otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to cough up the money for Jude and Tchouaméni and Camavinga." I'm saying, my God, like imagine having those problems. Imagine having Real Madrid problems. Thank God Mbappe ran down his contract for all of us so that we could afford the 200 million for the three best U23 midfielders in the world. Well, if we didn't get Mbappe to run down his contract, we couldn't have had both. But we're Real Madrid. We get to have both. It's just insane, dog.
It is insane. And just as an example, Tchouaméni he wasn't even playing for Madrid, right? He was on the bench. Camavinga is only 20 years old, or 19, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Modric was on the bench
Mhm.
too. I mean, there's so many good options, so much quality all over the pitch. And
It is.
we were talking so much about Bayer Leverkusen for the past few weeks. We were saying that they had a great season, right? They only lost once in the final, Europa League final, to Atalanta, which was a very great match too, a great match to watch. But they only lost once, right, throughout the season. But we're not talking about Madrid. Madrid only lost
Wow.
twice,
Wow.
twice in the whole season. That's insane. They won the Champions League without losing a single match, and they only
Without
lost
Courtois.
without Courtois. There you go. They only lost those two matches to Atleti, so to their city rivals. That's insane. They do deserve a shout out, and I do agree with you, Christian. They are the main character. I feel like Madrid. We all know, we all consider Madrid to be the number one team overall. I don't think there's even a debate. I feel like all the other teams, like Man United, Liverpool, AC Milan, we all fight for the number two spot right now because I feel like nobody's gonna ever be able to fight for the number one spot with Madrid, and that's the truth.
And I just want to say, I mean, as it relates to, football as sort of a monolith, like the history of football. Like I was thinking about this as well. Like if Man City was to play Madrid 10 times in a row, like over the next 10 weeks, do I think that Madrid win the majority of those matches or City? You know, and actually in my mind, I kind of lean towards City just in terms of a quality understanding of like how they would match up with each other. I know obviously they faced each other and Real Madrid went through on penalties, right? But I just think even though Madrid is not the necessarily the best football team in the world right now, like you said, they're just the main character. I'm gonna tell you guys one more tweet that I saw that kind of made me upset because it was like 24 hours after the final. But you know how Edin Terzic brought on Marco Reus, and then immediately after that we conceded. I saw a tweet from a Real Madrid account saying, "Oh, Terzic bringing on Marco Reus. The guy thinks it's a Disney movie." And my response to that was, "Yeah, it is a Disney movie, but we're just not the main characters. Only the main characters get to sub on their boyhood Real Madrid fan Joselu, who, in my opinion, is bang average. And he gets to score two cheap ass goals against Manuel Neuer to send them through, and then they can say, never give up on your dreams. Only the main characters get to do that. We all have to sit back and clap while they do that."
Yes, this is the saltiness I was waiting to hear from you, Christian, because you've been too sane right now, and I want to hear more of this because
I take it, bro. They are the main characters. Like the Hoselu story was the one that I hated the most because the whole narrative behind that was dreams do come true. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about? If this was any other team, any other striker, he would be being slated for these tap-in goals that every other striker gets slated for when there's the opportunity. But no, because it's Madrid, it's all about dreams and boyhood club. Get out of here. I can't take them. But I did congratulate them in our video 48 hours after the final. I have to suck that one up. It's painful, man. It really is.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
we can't forget Carvajal's storyline too, right?
We let
Eight.
the smallest man on the pitch score a head up. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, one sec.
no, I mean, for me, it's just about. I mean, I saw this tweet, or this has been a discourse over Twitter/X, about Mbappe joining Real Madrid. This would never happen in especially basketball. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Kevin Durant joined the Warriors 8 years ago, everybody, I mean everybody was vexed that he joined an invincible team.
Oh yeah.
Mbappe gone and done the same right now. So to me, it's just football culture is a little weird in a sense that we worship the top teams and we bring down the lower teams. And I'm also to blame for that as well. I mean, I dish out a lot of disrespect to the lower teams, but the culture is just to me is funny sometimes. You know, it's too it can be too much sometimes. Like you said, Christian, they worship Real Madrid.
Yeah. I feel like there's a slight caveat with the KD situation, which was that I I would doubt that when Kevin Durant was a child that he was supporting the Warriors or the Supersonics or whatever they were called. But that's the thing, Madrid has just been around for so damn long. Lots of people have Madrid as their boyhood club. Like, I get it. And there's always gonna be those narratives. You guys know how I feel already about like the status quo, how as soon as a team gets a good player, it's always, well, when are they gonna go to Man City or Bayern Munich or Madrid or United? You know. it's just how it's gonna be, and that's why I feel like maybe Florentino wasn't that far off when he suggested there should be a Super League. Maybe they should leave us all alone.
That's all we have time for today. Guys, thanks for tuning in as always. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. Remember to subscribe, to leave comments, and share with your friends. Follow us on social media at FOTBpod. Don't forget to leave a review, rating, and most importantly, don't forget to turn on those notifications. Join us again next time as we discuss the highly anticipated upcoming Premier League action. Thanks again as always. See you then.